Hi, you've reached Giovanni's. How can I help you? Reservation for tonight? Of course. How many people? 4? Okay, yeah, we can do that. Oh, you're coming in with a big old tubby fatty fatso? Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks so much for calling ahead to let us know. We really appreciate it, and I know they would appreciate it as well. Fat people love when their friends have to call places ahead of time to warn about their size. Yeah, they love it. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get the big old fat booth ready for you. And don't worry, the menu, we've removed all of, mentions of diet, no keto, no vegetarian, no nothing. We've actually also removed the calorie counts on the menu items. We know that can upset the big old porkers, you know what I mean? Nothing worse than an angry fat person. I know you know. But yeah, we'll have the booth ready for you for 7. And don't worry, there's a place for them to park their
Okay, folks, I was just going to tell you that FatCon, the newly organized Fat Conference, worldwide conference, is going on in Seattle, Washington, or will be very soon. So it says here in the title, "This is Real." Fat activist invites Twitter/X to upcoming FatCon, and the replies are tons of fun to watch. If you're a plus size person, you're healthy or happy and loving your life, more power to you. This is not about trashing larger people. Well, anyway, but this article does make a pretty decent point about it's trashing self-centered, privileged, annoying people who want to find some way, anyway, to virtue signal and make themselves the biggest, literally biggest victims around. And one thing about that is that if you're a bigger size person, if you're a smaller size person, if you're a tall person, a short person, hey, that's great. But it's when people throw in the narcissistic woke attitudes that are bothersome, highly bothersome, because that's the divisive part. And so here's the thing. What do I mean by woke? I'll tell you, because people go, oh man, woke. They just throw that around. I'll tell you what I mean. Woke is this. Pointing at every perceived injustice in the world, all the way down to how somebody picks their nose and calling them racist for it, and calling out every bit of injustice or perceived bad behavior except your own. Except turning around going, I've got stuff to work on. I'm exhibiting bad behavior myself. And it's the hypocrisy of wokeism that's so bothersome. So that's the thing. So this is just another thing where it's kind of signaling that. And I'm like, if you're a bigger person or whatever, and you like food, and you're a great person, whatever, that's great. But if you're into this, the current wokeism hobby, which is to divide asunder and separate, and then every little thing in society, that if somebody blinks the wrong way, they're racist, or if they do something, then you gotta cut that out. You gotta cut that in addition to the probably 5 Big Macs that you're having per day. So, like this gal pushing for people to attend FatCon, not making this up. We feel like we've said this a lot today, and considering we're only 2 days into 2024, this is not such a great thing. So let's go ahead and watch this advert for FatCon.
I'm going to FatCon in Seattle, Washington, January 5th through 7th, and I want to see you there. FatCon is a 3-day fat liberation celebration, y'all. We will be celebrating fat liberation, body acceptance, and the power of being in fat community. With over 60 hours of programming spanning from policy, legislation, healthcare, community, and visual arts, plus a ton more, this is sure to be something you don't want to miss. The vibes are going to be immaculate. With a fat brunch, a fat fashion show, and a fat vendor marketplace, there is so much to do. Plus, there's some really cool experiences you can sign up for, like some fat liberation photo shoots and some incredible shopping experiences with 2 big lots. Being in fat community with other fat people who just accept you for who you are and get it is such a great experience, and I want every single person watching this to be able to have that experience with us. Ticket sales for the FatCon are going to be ending very soon. You can go to the link in my bio and use code JBAE to save 25% on your tickets. I hope to see each and every one of you at the FatCon in Seattle, Washington, January 5th through 7th.
Okay, that wasn't bad. I mean, hey, you want to get together and you want to come together with people who are into fat acceptance. That's fine. It wasn't as bad. I think this article's making it out to be they're a little more harsh than I think they, I don't know. I mean, I get some of it, but on the other hand, encouraging this stuff, though, is really encouraging self-destruction and death. I mean, let's be honest. And the thing is, like, some of the big, like, there were a bunch of fat, like, these type people, fat influencers that are like, fat is beautiful, PHAT, I'm fat, and fat is beautiful, big is beautiful, and all this stuff. Influencers who are morbidly obese, who actually the most under 40 actually died this past year in 2023. I don't know the number, but I saw something like that. There was at least 10 people that were social influencers who were morbidly obese, who were pushing the fat kind of wokeism agenda, and they died. And so this is like a thing where I'm like, hey, I'm for you. She's enthusiastic, she's happy about it, but also some of the people she's mentioned in there, some of the influencers, they're pushing something that is ultimately, that we all know in the back of our minds, ultimately is self-destructive. It really is. And addiction is hard. Addiction is hard. It totally is. But it may, like, eat, drink, and be happy type attitude. It's like, yeah, but okay. But at the end of that, the end result is your quality of life can't be good. I can't imagine that it's good when you're that heavy, or it's, looking at a flight of stairs is scary. So some people have some comments here. FatCon's 10-year reunion will probably have a low turnout. Actually, it's kind of funny, but he's kind of right. Like, if they had a 10-year reunion, guaranteed, I bet several people just won't be there. They will not be able to show up because they're so fat and heavy they can't get out of the house, or they actually pass away because of complications due to being like morbidly obese. And then Michael says they should disable the elevators and enjoy the show. Okay, so here's the thing. They should, actually. If you want to have a successful fat conference and you want to be like improve, because I think that I would see a conference as like, hey, this is improvement. Or maybe it's just for fun. I get that too. But I have to say, if they saw a flight of stairs, that would be pretty amazing. And I think that would actually be a danger. Like, if you actually disabled the elevators and had, like, if they were like, okay, now you have to use the stairs. Sorry, the escalators are broken or whatever. That actually might be a health hazard for them. Like, they might actually be like, no, we can't actually let you go up the stairs. Like, that this could be a problem. Like, you could have a health consequence, or might have to call ER or something. But I have to say, like, this guy, every guy with a food truck within 100 miles of this event, well, that's what I say, man. And I say, if you're from some other state too, if you're from Wisconsin and you got a food truck or street tacos or barbecue ribs or whatever, what are you doing? Get your butt over to Seattle for FatCon, because you're going to make some bucks, dude. Okay, so, and I don't know, somebody says I got nothing, and there she is again. I mean, hey, she's got a cause, she's doing her thing, but it just doesn't seem to end well. And somebody said, I'm sure the catering is phenomenal, which it has to be. It has to be for these people to make it, because I think that's part of if the addiction is food, then this is going to play. I mean, it's like getting people together for MethCon, and not having meth available for MethCon, like a pile, like tons of meth. Or having Cocaine Con and not having any cocaine there. No, you're going to have a mountain of cocaine to make this conference fun. And so I think they're going to have quite a bit of food and some big time catering going on. So they end it by saying, look, we get what they're trying to do, but this won't do. Enabling unhealthy behavior is not empowering. And putting an event together where people will be so obviously mocked for attending is not empowering. When will people figure out that we are not defined by our parts and pieces, but by who we are, and that by dividing us based on sex, color, creed, weight, ability, preference, that's not equality? So I think Twitchy is saying this from the point of view, let's clarify this, from the point of view of people who have been on anything to divide society and to isolate those or kind of banish those who are against any of this stuff, like against like people who are traditional, who are like, hey, generally try to keep healthy. Nobody's perfect, but try to be healthy. You know, save a little money. Use your brain a little bit. This is not going to end well. And so I'm saying, hey man, if you want to eat Twinkies, if you want to eat a pile of Twinkies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's up to you. But I wouldn't recommend it. So anyway, I wish them the best at FatCon. I actually do. But maybe FatCon, maybe it's one of those things where maybe one or two people have an epiphany and go, look at all these people, look at all these wonderful people, okay? But they're all huge. They're all morbidly obese. They can barely move around. Half of them are driving around in jazzies. They can't get up the stairs. And they're taking heart medications. Something seems wrong here. Something seems off. So maybe there will be a couple of epiphanies like that. But other than that, go have fun. Take care of yourself. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Bye.